Trump-Putin summit live updates. Zelenskyy set to visit Trump in Washington on Monday. Republican governors deploy state National Guard troops to Washington. The governors of South Carolina and Ohio announced tonight that they were deploying National Guard troops from their states to aid with Trump's efforts in scaling up military presence in Washington. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, a Republican, said in a statement tonight that he was deploying 150 military police from Ohio's National Guard after a request from the Secretary of the Army. These Ohio National Guard members will carry out presence patrols and serve as added security. None of these military police members are currently serving as law enforcement officers in the state of Ohio, DeWine said. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster said he would send 200 guardsmen to the Capitol at the Pentagon's request, but stipulated that they are subject to immediate recall if they are needed for natural disaster response. Some National Guard troops deployed to Washington, D.C., will begin carrying firearms to conduct the mission, 2 U.S. officials said. One official said not all troops will carry weapons. The decision marks a change since the 800 National Guardsmen were deployed this week. A spokesperson for the Joint Task Force said in a statement that Guard members, including troops from West Virginia deployed by Gov. Patrick Morrisey earlier today, may be armed consistent with their mission and training. Their presence is focused on supporting civil authorities and ensuring the safety of the community they serve. The D.C. National Guard remains committed to assisting the District of Columbia and serving its residents and visitors whenever called upon, the spokesperson, Air National Guard MAJ. Melissa Hines, said. The U.S. State Department today said it was halting all visitor visas for individuals from Gaza while it conducts a full and thorough review, a move that has been condemned by pro-Palestinian groups. The department said, a small number of temporary medical humanitarian visas had been issued in recent days but did not provide a figure. The State Department's move comes after Laura Loomer, a far-right activist and Trump ally, said on social media yesterday that the Palestinian refugees had entered the U.S. this month. Loomer's statement sparked outrage among some Republicans, with U.S. Representative Chip Roy, of Texas, saying he would inquire about the matter, and Representative Randy Fine, of Florida, describing it as a national security risk. Zelenskyy expressed skepticism about Russia's willingness to work toward peace, but added that he is grateful for Trump's invitation to Washington Monday. We see that Russia rebuffs numerous calls for a ceasefire and has not yet determined when it will stop the killing. This complicates the situation. If they lack the will to carry out a simple order to stop the strikes, it may take a lot of effort to get Russia to have the will to implement far greater, peaceful coexistence with its neighbors for decades, Zelenskyy wrote on X this afternoon. The Ukrainian president added that he is preparing for his meeting with Trump on Monday and that he welcomes further high-level conversations. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey announced Saturday that he is deploying members of the West Virginia National Guard to Washington, D.C. in support of the Trump administration's efforts to ramp up a military presence in the nation's capital. Morrisey's office said that the National Guard mobilization will include 300 to 400 troops, plus mission-essential equipment and specialized training. West Virginia is proud to stand with President Trump in his effort to restore pride and beauty to our nation's capital, Morrisey, a Republican, said in a statement. The men and women of our National Guard represent the best of our state, and this mission reflects our shared commitment to a strong and secure America. The statement also said Morrissey's decision to deploy his state's National Guard came after a request from the Trump administration and that the troops would be operating under the command of West Virginia's Adjutant General, Maj. General Jim Seward, sends Graham Blumenthal flow bill that would designate Russia a state sponsor of terrorism over missing children. Sends Lindsey Graham, RSC, and Richard Blumenthal, D-Con, are floating the possibility of introducing a bill in the Senate that, if passed, could designate Russia and Belarus as state sponsors of terrorism over the kidnapping of Ukrainian children. A source familiar with the bill tells NBC News. The bill cites media reports and estimates from the Ukrainian government that show that Russia and Belarus have taken or displaced tens of thousands of Ukrainian children since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. The Russian Federation has kidnapped, deported, or displaced Ukrainian children as young as a few months to 17-year-olds, according to reliable reports. President Putin's regime seeks the Russification of Ukrainian children through kidnapping, deportation, or displacement to destroy their Ukrainian identity, a draft of the bill states. The Russian puppet state, the Republic of Belarus, has directly supported the kidnapping of Ukrainian children and supported their relocation. If the bill is introduced and passes, it would give Russia 60 days to prove that the missing children have been reunited with their families or guardians in a secure environment, and the process of full reintegration of such children into Ukrainian society is underway. Otherwise, the bill directs the Secretary of State to designate Russia and Belarus as state sponsors of terrorism.